Wow. I was going to start singing
I
Marvin.
feel good.
Because you were singing Marvin Gaye just before
Yeah.
we started this record, I was going to go. But that's James Brown.
It is,
I
yeah.
got my soul singers. It's a great Eddie Murphy bit. Have you ever seen him
Oh,
do that?
God, yeah.
Where he just talks about how James Brown's got his own language. He makes up his own words. Yeah, good guy.
He did. Have you seen him? I've seen the one where he's all coked up. That interview, Chris Brown. Ron Brown.
Yeah.
James Brown. Coked up doing the interview when he had.
Yeah, I've seen that,
You couldn't
yeah.
even fucking speak.
Yeah.
That's a little bit of
Yeah.
thing, honey.
Yeah.
Like, what are you talking about?
I've seen James Brown live.
Have you?
He played Tea in the Park once. It was fucking awesome.
I thought you were going to say it was awful.
No, it was awesome.
Nah, I'd say
With
so.
a full orchestra.
Aye.
Like, it was just phenomenal. And a tent as well. Like, it was just absolute class.
Oh, it sounds good, eh?
Sounds wonderful.
Good for fucking.
You were at a festival this week.
As you can see, like I went to a festival. I've still got this thing. It hasn't been removed.
Oh, is it not?
Not until next week now.
Cullen's got a growth.
I've got a cyst.
Is it a cyst?
Yeah, someone stopped me, and I've never had one before, and it's freaking me out. And it's been here for about 6 weeks now. And somebody stopped me, and some guy pulled out of his head. You know, he was just like, "Oh man, I'm a fucking surgeon." Is that cyst?
Festival
So we had a chat
surgeon?
about the cyst. He goes, "That's
Oh,
a
really?
cyst." No, yeah, it is. Yeah, thanks for fucking running up to me and going,
Nice.
"That's a cyst." Well, look at this. I got like a slight cold sore here in my lip and everything.
That's herpes.
That is herpes, yes. So
Same
you know what?
virus as
Not
herpes.
going to lie, not feeling great.
Have you had cold sores before?
One
One.
in the corner.
Because it never goes, apparently. Like, once you've got the herpes virus,
Yeah,
you can
it's
never
with
get
you.
rid of the herpes virus.
Somebody told me that recently that cold sores was herpes. No,
Yeah.
well, isn't that fucking lovely?
You ever had herpes on your dick?
No, I've never had herpes on the dick. Is it the same? Just cold sore dicks?
Basic. I don't know.
I was about to say coleslaw.
I take care of myself, so
Oh,
I've never had
yeah.
any
Well,
of this.
you know what? I'm not even going to fucking argue with you because
Yeah.
I spent the weekend underwater, essentially,
Yes,
again.
it was very funny.
Yeah. I was at a music festival called Shindig, and
Shit dig, am I right?
right? The whole fucking drum and bass, everything's great and all that.
It looked good. Like, I looked at the lineup. It looked.
Yeah, that was fun.
Fucking
Groove Armada
class.
and all that
Aye.
and stuff like that, right? But the problem was, even Groove Armada were barely enjoyable because, well, for me, you know, some people were like got into it, but I was there basically kind of like half on work, so it was kind of like couldn't properly get into it. It's just that like the whole thing had a torrential downpour. It was their last 2 days of their
Yeah.
festival. It's closing down, like so they're all there. All the people that organized it and everything are there for their big send off, and just got fucking flooded out. Like you couldn't even walk. Took you like an hour to walk to a food thing.
I've never, like, when you sent videos into the group, I've never seen that torrential rain at a fest. I mean, and I've been to many
Yeah.
festivals, and I've been at many rain festivals, but that looked
You couldn't even walk.
ungodly.
It was
Like,
it was a fucking harsh show. You know what? One thing is my tent, even though constantly worrying about it, held
Yeah.
up. I set up my tent between two caravans, so I was like,
so you were shielded.
yeah, I feel I was just shielded. Like I could feel the water underneath it, but the tent was good, so thank fuck that held, or else.
Yeah.
Or else, but I had a backup plan, which was running with Emmanuel Sonobu and his TP.
He had a TP.
He had a TP for the last day, yeah.
Did he
No,
book a
did he?
TP or
Fuck,
did he
bring
put
it.
a TP up?
They put a TP up for him.
They put a TP up for him. They put it up for him. What a prick! Why did you not get the TP?
I don't know.
Treatment.
I don't know.
I've never slept in a TP.
Yeah, they looked fun enough. Like, but me and Brett and the ring agent, we're having a good time and everything. But then every time you walk out of a tent, you're just like, Jesus fucking Christ. But
Yeah.
plus the toilets, they trying to do like, you know, they're compostable toilets, right? And they said that it was to stop the water, you know, waste of water. I'd say obviously you go for fucking whatever, but they basically it was just like there was 3 toilets in each cubicle kind of thing, you know. There's 3 cubicles, sorry, but like one box, 3 cubicles, 3 toilets. But it was just basically you walk in, there's 3 steps, metal steps up, and then it's just a flat board with a toilet seat drilled onto it, and then
Jesus.
just a hole that drops straight into a wheelie bin. I
Jesus
couldn't
Christ.
even take a shit. I couldn't take a shit in it because I was just like, I feel like there's something living underneath me. It's just
The amount of RCs that will have.
I don't even. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm at the backstage ones. So you can imagine how bad.
Oh my god!
Like I'm at the backstage
publics.
ones, the public ones. I was just like, yeah, I've been in the few. That was, and that really got added to by the fact that everything was underwater and muck then.
Because the comedy tent, the roof burst.
So then, yeah, so they're having trouble as well getting people here in time. So the tent starts at like midday. So it's quite an early start for the thing, right? So it's a midday start. And we were going to just about to do it in the grass out the side because there was only about 3 people there. And it was sunny. I put on sun cream. I put on fucking sun cream, walked to the thing, and next thing, like, just by the time, like, it was a half an hour by the time I put on sun cream and the time I showed you that video of the roof collapsing.
That's incredible.
That's how heavy the downpours were. So I went on stage. I opened up the festival, right? So I went on first. Olivia Lee was second. It was sunny when I went on stage, and I was only doing 20 minutes. Olivia's doing 20 minutes after me. When Olivia comes on stage, the tent has taken so much rainfall in those 25 minutes that it bursts at the top, and a big waterfall goes down into the middle. People are screaming and stuff in a fun way, like, but they were like, Olivia dealt with it well because she was just like, I don't know, do I have to stop?
I don't even know what the protocol is in that.
Yeah, like, do I stop here? And then there was people dancing under it, like running under it, having a shower and stuff. People are having showers under it and things like that.
That's class.
Yeah, it was a bit of a fucking mess.
I remember Brett. Brett is hopefully listening to this at some point.
He has,
but he's Ryan's agent and a friend of ours as well. And he books a load of festivals.
Yeah.
And when we went to Kendall Cullen one year, his tent was like a fucking Bedouin, like Arabian Nights kind of.
Oh yeah, he had that.
He basically built himself a fucking double bed.
Oh
it was
insane. Yeah. He had that with him. Yeah, like he's got one of the yurts as well, the big full.
Aye.
Yeah.
So he just puts that up himself.
Yeah.
Jesus.
We had to take it down there. It was good crack.
Like I can't even put up. You know those tents where you just take out the bag and throw?
Yeah.
I struggle with them.
Pop-ups.
Yeah. Proper struggle with them.
Yeah. No, we got it done. Yeah, that's when you brought the 2-man tent.
Yes.
That was definitely mentioned.
That was it?
Yeah. In fact, I was like, remember when Nelson, I brought a 2-man tent for us, and I was like, that's not going to be finished. And you go, we're 2 men.
We are 2 men.
I was like, you need like 8 for 2 people. I don't know why they do that.
It wasn't a 2-man tent either.
Can you even?
It was a 1-man tent.
I didn't even know you could get a 1-man tent.
Fairly certain. I'm fairly certain that was a 1-man child's tent.
Definitely was.
It was a 1-child tent.
Big child. 1 large child and 1 hand luggage.
Do you know?
So then, by the way, can I just tell you? Then I got off covered in fucking shit. All the trains are cancelled. I spent 24 hours shitting. So I spent 4 days wet.
Was this
shitting into a wheelie
Was
bin.
this in Dorset?
Somerset, wherever.
Somerset. Aye.
Yeah,
So right. Okay. Yeah.
Down near Bristol.
So it's a long way away.
Yeah. So then, of course, I forgot it's a bank holiday Monday. Railroads. I basically the first part of my train, I got a treble train back from things. So it was like basically Taunton to Bristol, Bristol to Liverpool. No. Actually, sorry, I'm fucking lying. Brett was going to give me a lift to Liverpool. I go Liverpool to Oxenholme, Carlisle to whatever. So the first leg, the Liverpool to whatever, gets cancelled, right? And we were just going to get there in time, for that. And the first part gets cancelled anyway. And they were just like, yeah, no refunds though, because the rest of it's going. And I was just like, that's the fucking starting point.
Yeah.
And they're like, no, it's 3 separate advanced singles. Even though I bought the ticket in one, they split it up to 3. And
once you split the tickets, you don't get the...
Yeah, so I was like, fucking wank, right? So I was like, I'm not going to get there because they're like, just jump on the next one. But I would never make it. So I'd have to get to Oxenholme.
Yeah.
So I was like, well, I have to tank this ticket. Sent to buy a £142 ticket from Birmingham. So there goes basically the fee for the weekend, right? So I do the £140 train from Birmingham. It gets delayed and fucking cancelled. I get home, and then what I have to do? I have to watch a fucking film that you chose about all these fucking bitches living and complaining
With
about
money.
their fucking shoes and money. So you can imagine how this fucking podcast is going to do.
That's so funny. Yeah, that's how they shaft you, because they encourage you to split the tickets.
Yeah,
but if one gets done, you're fucked.
Yeah, one got done.
Before we get another film, you should go on. Have you ever watched the people getting their cysts cut open on YouTube?
I can't. Do you know? It's been here so long. And do you know my sister goes, God, I've put on a stone. right? I'm the heaviest.
Just the cyst.
Nah,
That's how big it is.
It's slowly falling in the back of my head. And my sister's like, God, you're looking way skinnier and more gaunt than I was like, that's because you think that's my jawbone.
Aye.
That's a cyst.
Oh.
And no, it looks like, because even when I'm cutting the videos in this, I could see, it looks like, he's like, fuck me, the right hand of his thing's quite a sharp ending in there. Like,
So what's the guy going to do?
puts in some sort of, it has to get an x-ray, but they said it's fine. They said it's not, actually, it's just, it doesn't hurt or it doesn't, it just
Have you
looks,
tried squeezing it?
yeah, you can,
You
it's
tried
non-solid.
like fucking going at it?
No,
with
I
anything?
was tempted to.
Aye.
Right, but two things put me off it. One, on the internet, they were like, if you burst it yourself, there's a high chance it'll just come back very quickly in loads.
Because the sack will still be there.
Yeah.
I know shitloads about this, by the way.
This is my first one.
I watched the pimple popper
Oh,
woman
no, I can't even.
constantly see old people with
I
like
can't even do it.
fucking big black hairy noses and
Somebody told me it stinks.
oh god it will,
Oh, no way.
because it's
I
just
can't even.
sheer pus.
Ah,
But
don't
it'll be a sack. Right,
Ugh.
there'll be a sack in there, and they'll need to cut round this, so they remove the sack. So when they first slice into it, it'll go fucking like, and
don't
it'll be
even
green and shit like that, and it will be awful. Like
Why are you-
it's gonna be awful. I'd keep it.
I don't.
I wouldn't even get it cut.
Imagine this is me now.
Yeah.
Just slowly into it. It's like another head growing on this.
Cullen the cyst guy.
This guy. Yeah, fuck.
Old Trent Alexander with his cyst over there.
sister. Yeah. So yeah, basically my point was not well. It's been a bad week.
Yeah, that does suck.
What about yourself then?
Well,
Well, I suppose not great considering how you're dressed.
I've got a funeral after this.
So,
Just in case you're worried, just in case you're wondering why the fuck I dressed up for this podcast.
Yeah, there's quite a thing here. I've got like an old man jumper on as usual.
Yeah.
And you're dressed for
And also, we are using because Daniel has tidied up his studio, and everything's been packed away. Our backdrop has been packed away, so we're using the Sloss and Humphreys backdrop, hoping to hope people come across it and go, "Oh, there's a new Sloss and Humphreys," and then they go in and they go, "Wait a minute."
Rob their people.
That's it's a very different looking Sloss and Humphreys.
Which one would be who? I'd be Kai, wouldn't it?
Well,
Boulder.
the way they sit, I'd be Kai in this order.
Oh.
Yeah. So I mean, I would suggest that Kai, when it comes to me, is at an upgrade, slight. Whereas Daniel to you is a huge, huge down,
humongous.
like unbelievably. Like if people haven't, if you haven't put your glasses on, your
Jesus.
contacts in, and they go, "Fucking Daniel looks terrible, man." What the hell?
Is that a cyst? You think you'd be able to afford to get that
That's
out
funny.
pretty immediately?
I've had an alright week. We're trying to. We've bought a house.
Oh,
I told you
yeah,
this week,
yeah,
but
yeah.
we've bought a new house.
Yeah.
Bizarrely, just very, very, very quickly, something came on. We loved it. Went to see it. Offered it. It's
Job
the
done.
quickest thing. But now we need. There's going to be a problem with selling ours, right?
Well, no.
But
You have to
so
fuck
yesterday,
off quick, is it?
yesterday. No, we've got ages. But
Okay.
yesterday was someone coming to take photos of the house.
Yeah.
And today we've got a guy coming in to value it. Now I have already on stage expressed my extreme displeasure at people that value your houses.
Yeah, okay.
They're fucking cunts.
I would say so, yeah.
Right? Everyone involved in the housing process is a
Do they walk around and go, ooh,
I'm not-
tacky?
that's why I'm not there. I'm like, I've basically spent the entire week fixing all the shit that I've said for 5 years. Right? I had to put up a light the other day. Right? We've had no light in half of our kitchen for 5 years because I said
that's it.
we had a shitty light that wasn't really working. So I was like, I can do that. Like I can genuinely
Yeah, you can
do
if you do it.
basic electricity work.
Yeah.
Right? So I took it off and I got so frustrated and pissed off because when you're doing a light, first of all, I didn't have a step ladder. So I was like leaning over from the kitchen counter. So I'm balancing like this. So I'm trying to hold this fucking heavy light in my hand and trying to thread these tiny wee
Nah, fuck
wires,
that.
the earth and the fucking live wire into tiny wee
Earth, wind, and
screws.
fire.
And I'm like that. I fucking hate this. So I ended up going, I'm going to do this another time.
And
I
was-
put it on top of a cupboard.
Oh, God.
5 years later,
Yeah.
I had to go and borrow step ladders from a neighbour, and he gave me step ladders that would absorb, because they're made of aluminium, they would absorb an electric shock. And I was like, this is both terrifying but quietly reassuring.
Fuck's sake.
But I put it up, and I also fixed the roof. I shouldn't be telling you this, but there's a shitload wrong with our garage roof that I have managed to patch up purely to fool whoever is going to buy it. I have been up on the roof, filling it in with all sorts of shit.
You're going to be in court, and they're going to bring up an excerpt from Sex in the City 2. Absolute cuts page thing. It says here that you...
But it's such a pain in the arse making your house look nice.
Did you just fill in the gaps with like mayonnaise and stuff?
No,
Like
I get really... I tell you, I got epoxy glue.
Is it good?
Fucking hell.
I love
get,
that.
Get
Fuck
some of
about
that in your skin. Jesus Christ, it's not coming off for months. Like,
yeah.
And it really does, like, it's proper, like... Poppersy, like the most intense poppers you've ever had in your life. I had a fucking great time. I was making holes so I could fix them, just so I was high as fuck all the time.
I fucked up that.
Yeah,
punch a hole in the wall.
But because we had to make it look nice, obviously for the photos.
Yeah.
Amy get massively fucking, because she loves property shit. Like she constantly looks in property programs. She constantly looks on Rightmove and shit like that. So she knows, and it's good because whenever I moan about it, but then you go on and you actually read and you go, right, well, like putting flowers in can make a difference. Like it can get you an extra couple of grand just making this place look nice. Whereas I go, it's a house. People know we live here. We've gone and looked. I said to her, I was like, we've gone and looked at houses that are absolute shitholes. And she was like, and did we buy them? And I was like, Christ no. And she says, exactly. Like it makes a difference if people come into a tidy, nice looking house. Definitely. But she keeps saying, because you're not selling the house, you're selling a lifestyle. And I was like, you got to stop with that wanky shit for a start.
Yeah, no, you're selling.
I'm like, what we're now selling is a house that looks like it isn't lived in. Yeah, it looks like no one's lived here for months.
Yeah.
But I do get.
I get it. You have to dress it up.
There's hundreds of tricks you get. Apparently, bacon. Like, see if you not like fucking the pork bacon.
All right, that's what I thought.
If you do some baking,
I thought you were going to do something like some Dutch folklore thing. Like, hang bacon off the back door.
If you like baked bread, and people come to view your house, if that smell was emanating from the house, it does encourage them.
So it's a smell of stuff like.
It's like a homeliness. People just go like if you went into a house. I thought it was
just a nice smell. You just pour petrol around.
If you went into a house, if you went into two identical houses,
and
one of them had freshly baked cookies smell, you'd be more likely to buy that one.
Yeah, that's
because true. Psychologically,
I'd buy the other one because I'd be like, well, at least there's nobody living in that one. Somebody's making cookies in the. I get it. I definitely. Do you not? Have you played any tricks on anyone? Just right, take two people that are coming to the house and really like.
I hate it. Luckily, the estate agents is doing it for this time. The last time we sold a house, I had to do it all, and some of the there are people that will come and view a house and that have no intention of buying it. That's just what they do to get kicks. They just view people's houses and trick you into thinking. We had a guy offered me cash. There and then,
that's great.
And we had another woman that would said, "I will give you," and it was something like 30 grand or something under the asking price. And she went, "I'll give you this right now. Take it off the market." Like, nah, we're going to go through the lawyers. No, you will not get a better offer than this.
Yeah,
right. I am, and I was like, "What is this? Some kind of fucking
gangster
kind of shit? Well, are you going to burn my house down if we don't accept this?"
Yeah.
And then you can have fun. Luckily, we didn't have to do it. But I remember when we were searching for our first house, like asking, because like you're supposed to ask questions, but when you're in a house that you don't like, you can't. I feel awkward just leaving.
Yeah, of course.
Like walking in and going no, and then just walking straight out is rude.
Yeah.
So you have to pretend, and you go through this fucking dance where you pretend to
Ooh.
ask. And there was one time I was like, Amy was fucking raging at me as well. I was like, how close are we to the nearest school? And they went, oh, it's actually not that far away. It's about half a mile down the road. And she was like, why do you have kids? And I just went, no.
Nah. just going over the route in my head.
Yeah. I'm just working out, is it 250 yards enough away? Because that's as close as I'm allowed to walk.
Yeah. You're basically like, oh, that's a shame. That means I'm not allowed into this part of the house. technically,
I can't use the bathroom.
Fuck. I reckon if you could do things like, I love that thing where you're pretending to like the house, even though you're immediately like, nope, but you're really fun about it. That's so fucking great. Going like, so these dead Bolivian prostitutes in the in the back toilet, are they coming to the house?
I see you've smeared your own shit on the walls. What was the thinking behind that? Is that a seasonal thing, or do you do that?
I read it was better for baking rather than the smell of shit everywhere. But
I like the way you've gone, though.
is there anything in these needles, or do we have to supply the stuff? We have to supply the stuff ourselves.
Right.
I feel like this is going to be ranty.
Yes, I imagine it will be. Firstly, I thought it was very funny. I had a wee chuckle to myself when I initially thought of doing it, introducing Sex and the City 2 straight after we'd done Sex and the City.
It was funny.
I thought it was funny. I even had a wee laugh on the drive over, thinking about doing it. I now regret it. I had never seen this.
Okay, right.
And it is
another level.
It's not just one of the worst films I've ever seen. It's one of the most horrific films I have ever seen. I would rather watch that film from The Ring than this fucking thing.
Yeah. Look, I'm glad we're going to do this now because I actually do think it's probably the worst film I've ever seen. I've seen bad films, but this is like the budget of like a 70, 80, 100 million pound budget. I don't think I've seen a worse film. And I don't think I've seen a more... We've done American History X.
Yeah.
This is a more racist film.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. There is,
this is the most racist films I've ever seen.
This is more problematic than American History X.
By a clear mile.
Yeah.
Like, they could have thrown a curb stomp in this.
Yeah. I would have loved to have seen some of these people curb stomped.
And I was already fizzing after the weekend. So
As much as we hated all the characters when we watched the first one, like you say, they have taken up an entire other level in this film.
Yeah, they're all vacuous and shallow people anyway. That was the whole fucking thing. But this, they've just got more shallow, more stupid, more just a pure ignorance. There's so much wrong with this. I have 6 pages of notes.
Yeah. The basic story is it's exactly the same film. Yeah. It's the same fucking shit that these 4 cows go through. The same banal, vacuous, unimportant, first world problem shite, but this time they do it in the Middle East. There's the twist.
What kind of who fucking wrote this? The one thing they did was they're all, we're all married now. They basically went, we're all married, we're all a little bit older. And then they went, I'm getting bored. And then one of them's like, well, I'm going for the menopause, but I slap loads of cream and take a load of hormones and I'm as horny as ever. Yeah. And then she meets like a fucking, what is it, like a film? No, she meets like an Arab prince.
No, he's not even an Arab. He's a Danish
the Danish architect that goes out to, yes. Yeah. And then basically the whole thing is she invites her out and she just goes, I'll only come if I can bring my friends.
Yeah.
And that's it. Yeah. That's the entire film.
She goes on a PR trip. She works in PR, which I forgot. And I fucking hate PR people. I genuinely hate them. I think they are the absolute scum of the earth.
First of all, you're wondering how she kept her PR job while she sat in an entirely glass office with her underwear around her legs, shoving, and then shoving fucking cream in her vagina, and then when her assistant walks in, she pulls it up like, oh,
yeah,
the entire fucking
rubbing hummus on her minge, in an office block, and you're like,
pure glass.
This isn't. Like, this is a lawsuit. Yeah. Immediately.
Yeah. Lucky you have a mate that's a lawyer, anyway. Yeah. Who just, because I'm a lawyer, doesn't say anything. I'm going to get into all that. I'm trying, I'm going to try and keep.
We'll try and do it chronologically. Cause
let's go. Because
it starts with a very stereotypical gay wedding.
And it's 2.5 hours long. Can we just.
Right.
Let's just start with that. When I turned it on, I'm at 2.5 hours. 2 hours and 26 minutes.
I imagine a lot of you will have listened to Mark Kermode's viral review of this.
I did after this, yeah.
Yeah. I remember seeing it years ago. Yeah. That was just that, not the film, just his review. And then I watched it again this morning.
Yeah, I watched it this morning.
And he points out the fact that this is the same length as Stanley Kubrick's 2001 A Space Odyssey. There is no reason for any of this. Like I said with the other one, this is longer than some Bond films.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
This is fucking ridiculous that it's 2.5 hours long. There is no
Flew
need
by.
for any of it.
Flew by. No, yeah, pretty much none of it. I'd say a 2 hours and 26, and I reckon it could have easily all been rammed into one episode of 20 minutes.
Yeah, they could literally have 5 minutes, 5 minutes of all 4 of them popping up on screen.
Yeah.
With Charlotte coming on and going, "I'm a gullible bint."
yeah.
Miranda going, "I'm so fucking stuck up."
Yeah.
That I can, my arsehole is eating itself. Samantha going, "I'm a slag." And then Carrie going, "And I'm bizarrely worse than any of those people."
I take elements of all of them and ram them together.
Yeah.
I knew it was fucked when the very first scene was like glitter going over New York. And I've written down, because I don't even know what they say, of what I think they said. I rewinded it and listened again. She goes, "There once was an island, Manhattan. Some Dutch, some Indians, some beads." And then showed pictures of diamonds. And I was like, "What was that?"
I have no idea.
Some beads turn into diamonds, and diamonds. I was like, "This is just like a fucking." It was like it's like the start of Blood Diamond when they're trying to explain how people wankers get rich. Yeah. What you don't know what to do. I know we've brought this up before, but like,
see what you get that flashback of her going when I first arrived here, and you find out how she met them all, right? And they're all dressed. They're all dressed. If you had to ask a really shite AI, can you draw a woman in the 80s? They would do that. But why is no one else in the street dressed like that? Why are they the only people?
Attempt.
Why do they look like they work as waitresses in one of those fucking 80s revival bars?
Yeah.
Rocky
Horror.
One of them's dressed like a fucking transsexual Madonna.
Do you know what they fucking did as well? They went, Samantha here. I met Samantha at CBGB's, and I was like, "Did you fuck?"
CBGB's?
What, were Bad Brains playing in that fucking one? Was it that reminded me of a scene that was really famous in the OC.
Yeah.
When Marissa, I watched the OC when I was a kid, goes to her, and she's driving along in a car, and it just immediately flashed me back the two main characters. She goes, "Oh, so what's your favorite band?" And she kind of slows down the car and goes, "Black Flag and the Dead Kennedys." And I was like, not a fucking chance in flying fuck it was that an attempt to be cool? Not a chance in flying
Black
fuck.
Flag,
You listen to Black Flag and Dead Kennedys? I'm sure you do. While the fucking OC music's playing over the top.
California. Is that the OC? Yeah.
I listen to Black Flag, like fucking DR purse with a Paris Hilton with a little fucking dog hanging out of it. Like the day doing this. Hey. Oh, fucking hell. We met when a homeless man flashed us. One of them said that.
I'm just thinking of other fucking Dawson's Creek.
Yeah.
Like Glenn Danzig playing in the background.
Yeah. So what's your favorite? What's your favorite band, Dawson? I like John Cooper Clarke. It's not music.
Yeah, I didn't realise that. I forgot that.
CBGBs. It fucked me off so much. I was immediately fizzing.
The homeless man flash.
They didn't give any more story to that. Like, we met when a homeless man flashed us. I was like, was she the homeless man? Just they got her life together, changed sex, and what is the other one? The other one was just I can't remember how they met.
I
whatever.
have no idea.
We met when, but that 80s thing when they were pretending to be in the 80s was just genuinely it was such an offensive attempt. Nearly,
yeah.
You'd be as well going like, "Oh, it's the 80s here."
Yeah,
whoa,
exactly. Yeah,
I've got AIDS.
Yeah,
like there's nothing in it. Look at the twin towers.
Yeah,
still there. Still there. Yeah. Fucking absolutely.
She's also fucking stupid because New York in the 80s was a shithole.
Yeah.
The New York in the 80s, from the 70s into the 80s, was a crime-ridden drug den.
Yeah.
Right? Until Giuliani, God rest his soul. He's not dead, but basically is.
Yeah.
Until he cleaned the fucking place up. Right?
You big really.
You wouldn't move. A single woman wouldn't move to New York. And I don't know if this is pre-Reagan or until Reagan fucking got the economy back.
Don't you start there, Reagan.
It would be a terrible move going to New
Don't
York.
you fucking start praising Ronald
I'm
Reagan.
not praising Ronald Reagan, but I'm saying that pre-Reaganomics,
Yes. That
New York wasn't an affluent city.
Yes, it wasn't a. It wasn't the consumerist hell.
No, it wasn't. So it doesn't make
film.
sense that she would go there. I don't even know where the fuck she's come from. The depths of hell is where she's come from. She's crawled. Carrie Bradshaw has crawled out of Satan's Jap's eye.
Yeah.
To go to New York.
Down there with her husband who splattered that lad in Fermanagh. That woman. Fucking like this film was genuinely like remember the last one I was like, this film is crap. First this actually is crap, but like I get it wasn't for me and all that. This is a different level. This is like,
I don't know who this is for.
This is for nobody.
Yeah.
This is so bad. This is like Tory porn.
Yeah.
At parts of it. I'll get to some of the Tory porn star and stuff. That's closer to the end, and when he meets the Indian guy.
Yeah.
Right. But so they go out. How do they meet the Dutch guy again?
What, in the desert?
No. Who do they meet that brings them to Abu
Right,
Dhabi?
so,
Because they meet
but
the Danish guy was in the desert.
Yeah. All right, so they go with the gay wedding, right?
Oh,
Which,
let's
for
start
some,
with the gay
For some
wedding.
reason, they can't stop saying. They just keep saying it's a gay wedding.
Yeah,
We're at a gay wedding. Can you believe this? It's a gay wedding. Have you seen that it's gay?
Gays
It's a gay
everywhere.
wedding. Have you seen it? Guy's fucking sucking him off. It's a gay wedding. That's why it's happening. There's a guy literally bareback riding a guy over the. There's a fucking chain. Three dudes are running a chain and one wee skinny guy because it's a gay wedding. That's what happens at a gay wedding. They're so fucking gay that there's just a pool of jizz everywhere. It's just a gay wedding.
Dude, you can't call it a gay wedding. What, this big gay wedding?
Oh, fucking shit. Why? And she turns up
And,
dressed like fucking Scarlet Witch for some fucking
that's right.
reason.
She wears a suit, big, says
Aye.
she's the best, and then puts on like a fucking it is
Some bizarre Ming the Merciless
Yeah.
headgear.
like she's
that-
about to give a hand job and eyes wide shut.
Yeah, and they've got there's so many gay stereotypes. There's fucking swans everywhere.
Yeah,
there's
yeah.
a male choir. Fucking
Yeah.
Liza Minnelli turns up for some bizarre fucking reason.
I like Liza Minnelli. I only like her because of Arrested Development. She's brilliant in the rest.
I don't know why.
But-
I need to get a gay pal to explain to me why Liza Minnelli is, because
She can't sing, really.
I don't know a huge amount about Liza. I know Cabaret, and that's
Okay.
pretty much it. I know about
Okay,
Liza Minnelli.
right.
So I don't
Okay.
know how she has become a massive gay icon.
Do you know?
Gay listeners to this, please inform me why
Liza Minnelli.
Liza Minnelli is a gay icon.
We don't have gay listeners.
We might.
Don't
I
we?
reckon we do.
I reckon.
We appeal.
We appeal. Bears and twinks. No, yeah, but that whole thing is the character too, not really flamboyantly. The flamboyant,
Italian gay man.
flamboyant thing. I can't do anything.
Oh my God! Will you look at this? There's fucking swans everywhere.
Yeah.
That guy's fucking a swan.
Yeah,
It's so gay.
And then what is the other guy? Then you go in and the other guy like, okay, this guy's the more measured.
He's just a fucking manic depressive.
Yeah.
Right, like he says he's allowed to. He's just allowed to. They talk about it on their wedding day. The guy says, "Yeah, I told him he could have a really nice day if I could fuck other men."
That's right.
That's the payoff.
Yeah. You can have this fucking
Yeah.
day if I can.
You want swans? I want
Yeah.
dick.
Yeah, is this? But do you think you can just go and do that because you're gay? And he goes, no, because I'm Italian. And
Yeah.
you're like, what is this?
Of course, yeah.
Yeah, no, I can do this.
As always, yeah.
Then you go into the boyfriend, the guy getting married that's suicidal, and he says something that I don't get. She goes, anyway, I have to go get food, and he says, 8 years later, and she's finally a Jew. She goes, I need to go get some food. She goes, I need to go get some nosh, and he goes, 8 years later, and you're finally a Jew. And I was like, what?
They just make up stereotypes.
I was like, what? That was a meta.
All Italians cheat and all Jewish people eat. That's the classics. Oh, there he is.
I think they just were like, it doesn't matter what you say, as long as you said gay, it'll work. It'll fly. You're a Jew.
Where's Mr. Goldstein? Where do you think? At the fucking buffet. The big greedy Jew that he is.
He flicked up his heel as well. He kind of just went like, 8 years in, and you're finally a Jew. Like, hello, sailor.
Charlotte also refuses when they go to Dubai.
Yeah.
No, not Dubai, Abu Dhabi. When they go to Abu Dhabi, she gets called by her maiden name because she doesn't want to be called by her Jewish name. And Bradshaw goes like York rather than Golden Blattenstein or whatever it is. And she goes, well, yeah, it's the Middle East. And you're like, what? What the fuck?
I mean, there most of them seem to be backing them at the moment.
As if they would read her passport and then immediately shoot her in the head.
Yeah.
Die, infidel!
Well, the other one's fucking flipping her fanny everywhere. Like, yeah, Christ almighty. Yeah. Imagine if after that gay wedding, the entire film just turned into like Twister or like a Hurricane Katrina film. And that was the message of the film. That would have been at least that would have been an actual message.
I don't buy that Liza Minnelli has the power to marry anyone either.
Nah.
I don't think
she's
in
gonna
her
celebrate?
busy schedule she has been able to pass the necessary qualifications.
Fuck's Liza Minnelli going to be doing these days?
And fucking
An
a terrible cover of Single Ladies by Beyonce is what she's fucking doing. Oh, God
They did that like
almighty.
weird. They did that weird like fucking it was real bad. Yeah. I liked her in Arrested Development because she's taking the piss out of herself.
Yeah.
You know, like Les Dennis and
Yeah.
But like I've actually never seen her in anything else. I don't
Yeah.
know what she's about.
She's a big... Miley Cyrus is in this as well, bizarre.
Oh yeah, they were like, that's right.
Samantha wears the same dress as her.
My main thing about this film is there's like three types of liberation that they try and do. They try and do female liberation, you know, female empowerment. They try and do like elderly stuff.
Yeah.
Like elderly fucking all this kind of like elderly empowerment, and then they try and do straight up like, oh, rich people aren't that bad.
Yeah.
But while making them seem worse. Speaking of elderly people, I got a bit of dogs abuse today by an older woman.
Right. Online?
Yeah. So if you haven't seen it, I was on Shade Todd's podcast, and we did Paddy McDonald did a thing.
Yeah,
about,
I saw it's very funny.
Yeah, about 1690. Yeah, it's this woman looks. You ever see old people, sexy old women now?
Yeah.
Someone like looks like she was 16 from the back and 90 from the front. That's so they call her 1690, right? So someone has messaged me about it. Betty Sadler.
Betty.
Well, Betty, right?
Really not started off well here, Betty.
It is Betty Sadler. I'm one of those grannies. What a fucking jump out. Oh, look at this. I'm a sexy granny. You chat about me. All right, Betty. I'm one of these grannies, but I came a granny in my early 40s, and now I'm 70. I don't appreciate a group of not so good looking young men who I'd look at and think, woo, I wouldn't touch one of you with a barge pole. She would definitely touch Shane.
Aye.
Talking in such a disrespectful way about grannies like me just because we don't want to lie down and die once we become older, as if it's a sin to just get old. Hope you all get the privilege that not everyone does.
Right, Betty. Fucking rein it in.
Rein it in.
Also, Betty, you became a granny at 40. Well, you're a terrible mother, Betty. You're a terrible, terrible mother. And you should be ashamed of
And
yourself.
you were a terrible mother.
Maybe if you weren't out fucking being such a sexy granny,
out playing pool.
You might have been back home raising a decent family.
Yeah. Maybe you weren't given pregnant. You weren't given birth when you're 14, and your child wasn't given birth when you're 12. You weren't.
Why did she
in Hustler's pool
Why
hall all
did
the
she
day?
message you? You barely say anything in it. It's
I
mostly,
know.
it's all Paddy.
No, it's in the comments underneath.
Oh, it's in the comments. All right, I thought she directly targeted
sorry,
you.
apologies. No.
And Betty, you would absolutely pump Shane Todd. Fuck off.
Yeah.
The
I'll
other two, I can understand.
I can get where you're going. Yeah,
Him
yeah.
and Paddy are fucking trolls.
Yeah.
But Shane, you would. Let's not beat about
Not Betty.
shit.
You haven't even seen this sexy granny, the
yeah.
self-proclaimed.
Yeah.
Well, they're talking about me.
If
Well,
I
I'm a
know
sexy granny. What a bizarre thing to
I know.
think that they're talking about
If
you.
I know you, Betty, and I think I do,
Yeah.
you would jump the bones of Shane
I
Todd.
guarantee if I see Betty, she's a 1990.
Yeah, you're a 16 out of 100, Betty.
Such a weird one, too. 16. I'm like, is 1990 not working? Just for like. Oh, God. But anyway, back to the fucking film. Yeah. So they're doing like the old people empowerment, which is basically Samantha going, I will plow everyone in the most ridiculous way possible. Totally unrealistic.
Yeah.
And all I need to do is take a bit of estrogen and testosterone and fucking vitamins.
Yeah.
Yeah, and away I go.
Aye. They've all got specific, again, like the last film, they
Yeah.
all have problems. They aren't really.
Let's go into the problems
Problems.
first. Each of their problems, and then we'll get to
So-
Abu Dhabi.
So Miranda's problem is probably the most realistic.
Yes, it
and
was.
probably the most understandable.
That's fine,
in
yeah.
That she's a lawyer. A new guy has come in as the head of the law firm, and he doesn't respect her because she's a woman. So her way of combating that is, rather than to fight it, she just gives up.
Yes,
She just quits her job.
this is without any care.
Yeah.
Nobody worries about money
That's
in this.
how rich these people are. They don't fucking Carrie Bradshaw. She doesn't even bother selling her flat. Why
yeah.
would she? What a pain in the arse that would be. Why not just keep two upstate
Yeah.
New York flats?
Carrie's not in there fucking.
Not upstate New York, Manhattan flats.
Carrie's not in there doing what you're doing, trying to shift
Exactly.
your house out.
Exactly.
Fixing up.
Yeah, she's not
filling up the walls.
Yeah, she's not pretending there's not a damp problem.
There's not a mold problem in her fucking goddamn wardrobe that seems to be bigger than most of the flat.
yeah, exactly. So yeah, she just quits her job, and that's basically all her story is. She becomes more fun.
There is one line she does to wrap up her story, and it makes her say it was meant to be empowerment, but it made her look like nothing but a fucking idiot, right? Near the end of the film, she was at lunch after all this stuff, and they're talking about men oppressing them, right? And she goes, like 90% of the film, they're at lunch. They're at lunch most of this film. Separate
They
lunches.
eat, again, like this film, they eat constantly,
That's
but
what
not
they
one
all-
of them puts a pound on. They eat all the fucking time.
She goes,
Shoveling hummus, shovel it into their fucking fat, greedy faces all the time. You can forgive the Jewish one, obviously, because
yeah.
as we've established, apparently, Jewish
greedy.
people can't stop fucking eating. So.
and Italians can't stop fucking
Yeah.
everything. They can't stop cheating, right? So she goes, chatting to him, she just has like this like epiphany, Miranda, and she turns to him and goes, I've just realized in my law firm, she goes, in my law firm, I realize now that my boss wasn't angry at my voice. He was angry that I had one. And that took her weeks to come to that.
Yeah.
And you're just like, obviously, you fucking idiot. How did you not get that?
Yeah,
I
exactly.
thought that's why you
Yeah.
quit.
Yeah.
You quit then,
Yeah.
so you thought because
If that's you just realising that, how bad a lawyer are you?
yeah.
Maybe that's why he doesn't respect you, because you're shit at your job.
She just goes, she's angry that I had one. That means, so it took you weeks. That means when you initially quit, you quit because you didn't like, you thought he was angry at your voice.
Yeah.
So I mean, you quit for that.
Yeah.
You're an idiot.
Aye,
you're a flat out
you're
idiot.
an
That
idiot.
wasn't female empowerment. That is the complete opposite
Yeah.
of what it was meant
You're
to
an
be.
idiot.
You're
Yeah.
just a flat out idiot. So that's
Yeah.
Miranda's story.
Yeah. No, that's Miranda.
Sorry, that's Miranda.
Samantha, as we've established, she's going through the menopause. That's her entire problem.
That's her problem.
That's it. Her main problem isn't the fact that her main problem seems to be that she wants to keep up this rabid sexual appetite that she has.
Yeah.
That's the one thing she is most worried about losing.
Yes.
Nothing else.
Nothing about her like yet.
And that's dealt with.
And
by,
can I just say, most of the stuff that she does is like pretty horrible straight from the off.
Yeah.
And if you met a male character without playing that stupid card, this film would be slaughtered.
It's predatory.
It's
is
pure
what it is.
predatory. Most
Yeah.
of the shit she does.
Yeah.
And it wasn't the first film too when she was
Yeah.
doing fucked up shit.
Yeah.
Right? And in this, it just comes across as mental.
It does, some of the lines she says are fucking mental.
Yeah. Well,
When-
not even
when-
going to get into the offensive shit at the end.
Men will approach her and she'll come back with some carry-on film line
Yeah.
about like a fucking guy will come in and offer like, oh, would you like some bread for lunch?
Yeah.
And it was like, bread, you can fucking knead my buns, or like,
well, you lick the yeast off my fanny.
yeah,
It's quite
exactly.
similar.
But it's
You're like,
literally
what are
that.
you doing?
And you'd be like, fuck it, shut up, Betty. That's what you would say.
Sit the fuck, yeah.
Sit the fuck
Sit
down,
the fuck
Betty.
down, Bentley. You think you're on the 1990 yourself, 1690 yourself, and
Charlotte's problem is she has an Irish nanny with massive tits. That's her problem.
the most offensive Irish
I
accent.
love it. I love it.
Alice fucking Eve. I know Alice Eve too.
Is that Alice Eve?
That's Alice Eve. She's a big enough
I'm saying
actress.
like as if
Well, she's
I
a
know who
big,
she is.
she's a big-ish enough actress,
Right.
or she's done films. I've seen her before.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, what a weird thing to have, because she's not like an unknown actress.
Yeah.
But I don't even know why she agreed to it. I don't think Alice Eve has done any. I can't even fucking think of a film, so she's probably dog shit film.
It's
But hers was just, we need you in here.
Yeah.
As a big-titted Irish. Oh, sure, look at me knockers.
Aye,
It was that level
literally-
of bad.
Yeah. Oh no, I heard it was a grand wedding. What? And did you notice anytime she appears, a wee Irish jig plays in the background?
don't even- They did the fucking, they were playing a fucking little like diddly eye fucking music when Irish people. They played sitars most of the time when they're in thing just to make sure remember where they are.
They do a sitar version of the Sex and the City theme tune.
Oh,
But that, honestly, God, the nanny thing fucking made me laugh so much. That is the entire story. Our nanny has got massive tits and she never wears a bra, so she's afraid that her goblin husband is going to pump her.
Yes. Thank you.
And the way they make it seem as if she will be, because at the end they're playing like golf or something, and she's jumping about celebrating, and all the men are just staring. So our jabs are just bouncing up and down.
Yeah.
All three men are standing there like fucking slavering wolves. And then in the background, in time with her tits bowed.
My eyes are up here, Johnny. They're like, what the fucking accent?
Even weirder than all the men standing at golf bags staring at her. When Charlotte walks in to see her giving the daughter a bath, for some reason, the daughter and the dad start splashing her, and she's got a white vest on, and her tits are just soaked and clearly visible, but they're just
Having a laugh.
encouraging the daughter, go on, splash her some more. Get some, come here, jelly in here to get this fucking Irish nymph to roll about in jelly. You got any mud?
Do you know what? Do you know the worst thing is? I thought, what's the payoff going to be in this story, right? Because Miranda's was basically she's an idiot, right?
Yeah.
Hers was rather than I should just trust my partner, or stop being ridiculous about the thing. Theirs is. It turned out she was lesbian. That is the big payoff in that story. That little story was, who cares?
Yeah.
The titties go look at it. She's a lesbian.
Yeah.
Go wild with this. Fuck it.
That is the only conclusion they could possibly come to. There's not a chance that this guy isn't going to pump her.
Yes.
He will, but she's a lesbian.
Yes.
Sadly, now he can't.
Now he can't.
He was desperate to. He would have fucking loved to.
And
but
now that he can't,
Yeah.
because she likes other nannies.
Yeah, and now it's fine.
It's fine.
So now, what you've rather got is you've got fucking Golden Blatt sitting there wanking furiously every time he watches the two nannies, because at a birthday party, for some fucking reason, she gets icing off her finger and then lets her lesbian partner suck it off her finger in front of children. Are you telling me Golden Blatt isn't fucking ripping the heat off it every single night watching the two of them? You've made it worse.
Yeah,
it's worse that she's a lesbian.
Yeah, he never had a chance at the start.
She was never going to pump him.
He turned it into another fantasy.
He's an ugly, ugly man. She wasn't going to pump him. But now he's getting to have his fucking jollies every single night. Just wanking his wee fucking shillelagh. Like,
well, since he's lesbian, run a foam bath for the kids. Yeah, so that's Miranda and fucking which one?
That's
Charlotte and Miranda now, whose both stories are weak and have no payoff.
Yeah, weak and no control over their men.
No control over the men, no control over their emotions, and pretty much fucking stupid people. Yeah. The part where she goes, she's got a fucking nanny and she can't cope with that, first of all, right? And then one of the kids, she goes and cries because one of the kids ruins one of her dresses with jam or something. It's
paint,
whatever. You're just like, fuck, what is this? I get that there's...
See if you have a full-time live-in nanny and you still can't...
She brought the fucking lesser one, or the other one. And bring my partner here to suck each other off in front of everyone.
If you still can't cope with that, if you still can't cope with life and having kids, then you don't get to have kids.
No, that's it.
If you're that fucking fragile
mentally,
then
Aye.
because 99% of people do not have someone living with them,
Yeah.
waiting on them hand and foot,
Yeah.
taking their kids whenever
Wet t-shirts with
they
their
need to
titties
be.
out.
Yeah, exactly. Fucking teaching the kid how to count by how many fingers she can stick up her lesbian other hot nanny that they've invited. And that's the full fist.
And-
how many fingers is that?
Oh, should that be 5?
Where's your dad? Is that a video camera?
And you know what? Samantha one keeps fucking pumping everyone, and her dog as well is horny, which is such a shite joke. Oh, the dog comes to hello.
The dog's, while she's getting shagged by some Italian guy, the dog's horsing a pillow. It's just...
And they're doing that extra loud. You know, that she's doing it extra loud banging for
Aye.
absolutely no reason. And then, you know, the kids are crying, you know, in the other bed. And she's like, there I was.
Yeah.
Stuck between kids and a rampant sex.
Yeah.
And you're like, what a
I don't buy any of her orgasms.
No,
They're
of course
far
not.
too enthusiastic.
No, they're not even into. Yeah, they just come across like, well, this person's faking it.
Yeah.
yeah. Woo!
Yeah, exactly. I
Nobody
know.
goes.
Aye.
Nobody
Yeah.
goes. Woo!
Yeah. It's like,
so I get
it's
the
like
top end.
fucking pumping a fire engine. It's...
Yeah, fucking. One of them was, it was such a fucking ridiculous hard bang. You know?
And then Bradshaw, her problem.
Oh,
right,
God.
this is the really serious one. Her problem is her husband bought a telly.
Yeah,
That's it.
widescreen.
He wants to watch telly in his bed.
Should have been
and-
jewelry, cunt.
And she's so angry. First of all, it's a shite telly he buys. For a guy that
It
for a
is,
guy,
yeah,
I mean, I
yeah,
know
yeah,
at one
yeah,
point he says the market dropped 100 points today, but you'd think a man that's able to support 2 apartments in Manhattan could afford something bigger than a 16-inch telly. You're like, really?
It did
Like,
come across like
what?
It did come across a little bit like The Office, the American Office. You've ever
Yeah.
seen that where he's got the tiny
Aye,
TV?
aye.
It's like, check out my widescreen. There's like
Yeah.
a 9-inch on,
Yeah,
on the
yeah,
side of the
yeah.
mantelpiece. It's so funny.
But you're like, it's a wee telly. Like there are most people have a bigger telly than that.
Fucking hate the fact that they're like black and white movies to make it seem more like like they're into fucking
Yeah,
romance.
both those films they watch, I don't know what they are, but they look shite. They
Straight
look
from the
utter shite.
Oh, Jesus Christ, like
And then he suggests, which I'll be honest, I think's quite like if you are, they don't like each other. I don't know why they're married. They clearly hate each other.
Okay.
And neither of them are providing what the other one wants. He wants, and his demands aren't ridiculous. She says, where will I book for dinner tonight? And he goes, well, can we not just eat something in the house? And this is like, oh my God, don't you love me? Why can't we?
We ordered takeout twice last week.
I know.
She goes, we ordered takeout twice last week. Are you bringing last week up for?
I know.
First of all,
fucking. She's
while
just
she
an
also says,
arsehole.
you knew what you were getting when you're young. I don't cook.
Yeah.
While also that, you know.
But he's not even asking you to cook.
Yeah.
You've just said he's getting takeout. He's not asking you to fucking slave away. You probably couldn't cook anyway.
Yeah.
Your fucking spindly fingers.
No, right. And even if you're to meet this halfway, right, and you go, okay, right, so he's been lazy or something, or she wants out more.
Yeah.
Fine. They do that. But they have this, like, he comes up with that ridiculous 2-day thing because they have the luxury of the other apartment to go there.
Yeah.
You know, I'll go over there and watch my films.
Yeah.
You can go over there and write. And you're
Yeah.
just like, what the? So basically, your downtime and her work.
Yeah.
Go
Exactly.
do it somewhere else.
Yeah.
It's not working.
Yeah. No, it doesn't work.
I was with Charlotte on that when she was staring at him.
Aye.
Now, what I didn't find was ridiculous. They don't want kids. Cool.
Yeah.
Right? The couple that they meet at the dinner party, that for all of a sudden they're like, we're fans.
Yeah.
And they're like, you don't have kids? No. And they kind of just go, oh,
Yeah.
just the two of you two.
She immediately hates her. Immediately hates her. She goes from being her biggest fan. She goes from being, we're basically the same person.
Oh, that's
I have
right.
read all your books. I dress like you. I'm a fucking weirdo as well because for some reason I obsess over who is basically, let's be honest, not that successful a writer. And as it turns out from a review, a bit shite.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
I obsess over
Making
you.
money on it, though.
I obsess over you. There's just one thing. Do you want kids? No. Oh my God.
Everything's been a lie.
It's like fucking hell.
They proper turned off.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. Meet your heroes. I'm going to meet Thierry Henry. Are you married though? And he'd be like, no. And I go, start vomiting down my front. How could you? You're my fucking idol. What a bizarre thing.
Yeah.
What a bizarre leading question to go into.
Oh my God. I imagine that does happen to couples that don't have kids.
You sure? Yeah, I would say so.
But you certainly don't react that extreme. You first of all, you don't really react. You don't go, really? What?
Yeah,
What the
yeah.
fuck? What? It's just going to be the two of you?
Oh,
Ugh.
Jesus fucking Christ. It's just going to be the two of you. Christ. So I think after, who's the
I'm
last
glad
character?
they don't have kids as well. Imagine the fucking cunt kids that pair would produce. You imagine the pain in the arse that she would squeeze
Yeah, yeah.
out of her fucking
Yeah.
fucking spindly grey
Yeah.
fanny.
Oh, for fuck's sake. I reckon she'll end up getting their fucking... The kids will have a smaller room than her wardrobe.
Can I also say another thing, right? She's supposed to be like this high fashionista, right? She looks like shit most of the time.
Oh, well, here
There's
we go.
not many outfits that she puts
To be
on
honest,
where you go, that looks all right.
I didn't remember any.
She looks like fucking. She looks like a fucking David Bowie album cover every scene.
I remember the 80s one. I remember the 80s. I remember the very first one, but I didn't fucking pay attention to what she was wearing. I should have, because that was the whole thing.
Yeah.
I remember, right. So that's her character. Her payoff is what? We're weird. We make up our own rules.
She basically says, "Well,
And we didn't have to go to the...
yeah,
So it's back to normal, right?
Yeah.
Not really a payoff.
yeah,
Samantha's is the worst of payoffs. We'll get into that.
Yeah.
Hers is basically, I'm horny.
Yeah.
And then she gets arrested for being a whore
yeah,
and being highly offensive and illegal, right? So at this stage, we're probably now at the part of the film where we get in probably an hour and a half into this 2.5 hour.
Oh, aye,
spectacle.
this is incredible.
And now we're into Abu Dhabi.
The main bit hasn't even happened yet.
Yeah, they land in Abu Dhabi.
They got land in Abu Dhabi, all expenses paid, free, everything free.
We later find it to be 22 grand.
22 grand a night.
Yes.
And now, and for 22 grand a night, you get a slave.
Now,
Every single person gets one individual slave.
yeah, we're going to get into this now because I've been in Abu Dhabi. You've been in Dubai. I've also
I've been in
had-
Abu Dhabi as well.
Yeah, I've been in Abu Dhabi. We've
Yeah.
probably done the same gigs.
Yep.
All expenses paid.
Yep.
We were in the fanciest, pretty fancy hotels.
Yeah.
It's about the fanciest hotels I've ever been in. Never once had a slave that
No.
I had to dismiss.
Yeah.
Or he would not go home.
Yeah.
Guy's sitting in his...
He doesn't sleep.
He's just standing in silence.
Aye.
at
Until
4 in the
he's told he's no longer needed, he will stay awake. She gets up in the middle of the night to warm up some milk, and he fucking appears like some kind of magic trick.
I
And
will
she
do
goes,
that
"What the
too."
hell are you still doing here?" "We didn't dismiss me." What?
That never... Oh, God. It's so offensive as if, like... That's just offensive. That's
hate-
like a level of...
I feel uncomfortable, and I never allow anyone,
Take your
a
bags.
porter, to take your bag
Yeah,
to your
yeah.
room.
I used to be a
never
porter.
ever allow it, because I'm like, why? Who the fuck am I
Yeah.
to have someone else carry my bags?
Yeah.
Whereas she's getting a poor guy to warm milk for her.
Yeah, and then she's sitting there going like, my husband, you see, he bought me the wrong TV, and now we have to spend 2 weeks. She goes, well, I only see my wife every 3 months.
Yeah.
And she's like, wow, we're the same.
We're the same, yeah.
That
Absolutely.
was how she met that. Again,
Totally.
you think there's an opportunity there for the writer or whoever, the director, to make it like you learn something. Yet again,
Yeah.
takes the wrong route.
Yeah.
Straight away goes, oh, so we're the same.
There's so little difference.
Me
When
and
we
you-
actually think about it,
Yeah.
Eastern and Western cultures, we're all just the same.
Yeah.
Because this man hasn't seen his wife for 3 years, and she has a telly.
Yeah. And she hasn't dismissed him, and he's a caring soul. And her payoff is, I'll leave him a tip.
Yeah,
Maybe you
Yeah.
can go visit your fucking
yeah,
wife.
yeah. She leaves him. She leaves enough money for him to get a flight home,
Yeah.
which I imagine. I realise that the writers are dressing it up as this incredibly altruistic, kind gesture, until you realise that flight home is probably half of what she will pay for a pair of shoes.
Yes.
The money is no object to this woman.
Yeah. All of them, actually.
Right.
If you remember the one
If
that
you were
says that
really-
looks a bit young for you.
Yeah,
She's like, oh, fucking give me it then.
Yeah.
And I go, how much was this?
yeah. And
Yeah.
the cultural comment on Middle Eastern It's just
it's just genuinely worst. I honestly think then I feel like they were like, right there, the director took a step thing. They were like, bring in Jim Davidson now for the rest of it, because that is the level of, the first thing they say, bar the thing is, they see a woman in a hijab or whatever, a niqab, and they go, she goes, oh, saves on the Botox bill. And I was like, Jesus fucking Christ.
Yeah. They basically ridiculed the woman for eating chips through under the veil.
Yeah.
And like, what else do you want to post it through the fucking, like, in what, like, post it through the eye slit and work it down?
Oh God, so much of it was just. Do you know what? It's so much of it was like I get that there's definitely oppression and stuff in the Middle East, but they don't see like the hijab as wanting to be worn by thing. None of it. They just think that it's across the board.
Yeah.
It's just a lack of knowledge and a little bit of ignorance of things where
there's weird additions as well. I didn't know Omid Jalili was in this.
I did see that. And that's right. And
I know Omid quite well.
Okay.
And I genuinely considered messaging him last night going, never speak to me ever again.
What was his? He was looking at, we're going to have your passport.
Yeah, he's the hotel owner, basically.
He's the passport, and she has a condom in her passport.
Oh my God.
She's fucking condoms everywhere, by the way, Samantha. She's condoms because she drops a bag and it's full of fucking condoms.
Yeah.
And
now, I'm assuming that is because she's so rampantly sexual.
Yeah.
She's worried about disease, because there's not a chance she's getting pregnant at her age.
No, that's true. Yeah,
She's gone years
that's
ago.
True. Plus, she said it.
Yeah. So it must be, I imagine, for...
just pure disease stopping.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wouldn't you? Oh, yeah. Well, anyway, she's got plenty of them. She brought 4.5 kilos in her handbag.
Yeah.
I mean, like, just leave some in the bag in your thing and top it up there in your wallet. Don't bring, like, an entire pack.
Yeah.
As she walked, 90% of the stuff in her handbag was condoms.
Yeah, it was.
And took out a passport in the condom. Felt like, ugh.
Yeah. Bizarrely, that I don't really understand why. I think the only reason is so that Samantha, there's a fucking rugby tournament happening in the Middle East, and you go, well, first of all, that's pointless, because rugby isn't a sport.
Yeah.
That's played widely in the Middle East.
So
why they would host what I think they're saying it's like the World Cup trials. Like, I don't understand what they trialing. This is Americans writing about British sports.
Yeah.
That they don't understand what the fuck they're talking about.
Your trials for rugby.
The World Cup trials, and then there's an Australian team there. You wouldn't play it in the Middle East anyway. This is at almost the height of the summer. So playing it there is pointless anyway, because they're going to be fatigued.
A couple of the Wallabies would be proper raging if they had to go for a trial in Abu Dhabi to get into their World Cup team. Yeah.
And so, but the rugby team only seem to be there so that at one point they can get in the pool.
Yes.
And Samantha goes, oh my God, I'm going through the menopause, and because I haven't been able to take this mountain of drugs that I've been told to take in a book, I'm no longer excited. I'm seeing 15 dicks here.
Yeah.
And I'm not getting any wetness.
I have to go into my toilet and shoot myself full of testosterone.
Would you be getting, again, I'm not being ageist, but how much moisture is going to be, like,
Betty's coming after us.
How much moisture is down there for Samantha? And because she looks like she's about 70.
She says she's what?
Drier than the fucking desert that they go in the camel in.
And the guy, that's where they meet the guy that's fucking ramping around the sand dunes. Did you guys know? What a shite entrance. A Danish filmmaker flying around the sand dunes.
I know.
With no cameras.
No.
Nothing.
Just on a Jeep.
Just on a Jeep. Because why would I waste time?
Why would I waste time in a meeting when there are Jeeps and sand dunes to be ridden?
Yeah, because the film would tank, and then you wouldn't be able to afford to drive around the sand dunes, ramping about. Yeah, fucking bullshit. She tries to watch porn on her phone, and it's like, I can't fucking watch porn in my lunch.
Yeah.
Again, they're back at lunch.
Yeah, you shouldn't be doing that.
Yeah, it's not. Look at this. She's got like 20 tabs open. Not a single fucking one here. She's going to crack one off when I finish my fucking Eggs Benedict. Fucking insane behavior.
Oh my God. Jesus.
And then, your name's Abdul. Oh, like Paula.
Oh,
fuck off and
hell.
die.
Oh God.
If I was Abdul, I would have cut her
stereotypes they put for him as well. When she's in the bath with like oatmeal spread around, and then he comes in, and then he's the way they and like that, because they flirt about this idea that her slave is gay, and the way they show this is when fucking adventurer comes past in his Jeep, he's standing there with like some kind of fucking phallic thing that he just starts like looking and wanking off, and you're like, oh.
It's not as bad as when she sucks off the shisha.
Oh God, Jesus Christ!
When they tell her, "Calm down, you're not allowed to do public displays of affection," she starts deep throating.
Deep throats a shisha.
Yeah, deep throats a shisha, then rubs his knob. He is a hard on.
He is a hard on.
Stands up. The people are rightly offended. They try to make it look like, God, that's offensive. Like in America, that would be fine.
If I was sitting having lunch or dinner and a guy stood up and started waggling about with a very visible hard on, I'd fucking complain as well.
When she was sucking off the shisha, trying to go, oh, this is Middle Eastern, like they're very prudish. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? She says, have fun. And then they go and fucking bang each other or something.
The guy's just trying to have his fucking hummus.
And then starts undressing her while they're walking out. Like, they're still in the bar. And they're like, wonder why I'm oh, fucking hell, you can't even do anything in this country. You've been arrested in every country for that. Every single country. Fuck me, like, what was that? And then she gets arrested, and then fucking, that's when she goes,
oh my
and she
God.
goes, oh, I'm a worst attempt I've ever seen at women's liberation.
Oh.
I'm a woman, I have sex.
Yeah.
You're all wrong.
I have sex. These are condoms.
Let's start throwing them at them. Shaming her. Shame in Abu Dhabi. Like, I get it, maybe if it was in fucking Riyadh or something, like, there might be a bit of, like, this person could get stoned, and rightfully so.
Aye. Oh, my God.
But that fucking, that shit was just...
Oh, it's so funny. The sheer...
Lawrence of my labia.
Oh, God.
She says Lawrence of my labia.
And I fucking knew the minute they got on a camel, I was like, there's a camel toe joke coming at some point. And what annoys me, right, about them is they laugh hysterically at the shittest of jokes.
Yeah,
They fucking howl laughing at that camel toe joke. They fucking howl laughing.
Yeah. I need to get off this.
Do you know what a bizarre thing that annoyed me, one of the most things about this film? See when they go out and Carrie Bradshaw, she has sunglasses that don't go on her face. They have a wee stick, you know, like binoculars that you would get in the theatre.
A horse racing.
Yes.
Oh, no, that'd be binoculars. Yeah, horse racing.
Like binoculars, yeah. She has sunglasses that she, whenever she needs them, she has to hold up with a stick.
That's mental.
And I'm like, what?
Yeah, they've got arms on them now.
Fucking.
That's I just said they're arms, but they're what are the
No, arms. The arms are your glasses.
Yeah. Was like, they're not arms.
Legs. They're called legs.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah. That's why I paused. I was like, I think I've done something.
The absolute opposite. Yeah.
You ever feel like you talk and you're like, I've done something wrong there? That's why I paused. I was like, I've said something wrong. It's arms, isn't it? Legs. So, but anyway, they invented that. They've gone past the part of needing to hold it up like a fucking psychopath. That's just to go, I've got money.
Yeah. Oh, it's absolutely.
I have so much money. I don't even fucking need legs.
Yeah, exactly.
Or arms on my glasses.
Yeah.
The karaoke song they sing.
I've never heard it.
Never heard it.
Never heard of it. Apparently, everyone in Abu Dhabi knows it though.
Oh, they all.
Every single person knows it word by word.
I am strong. I am successful.
I am a woman.
I am a woman.
Yeah. And
how brave of them to sing that in a karaoke bar in Abu Dhabi.
And also, is there fuck all else to do in Abu Dhabi?
Liberation.
They're all there.
Oh,
like the rugby team. Why the fuck are the rugby team in a karaoke bar for a start?
The only thing they do is go for a lunch and then lunch in the desert, another lunch, then back to lunch.
Yeah.
And then they went to this karaoke bar.
But he's there, the fucking Danish sex pests
that's
there.
Right.
They're all there.
The
rugby team are there.
That's right.
The rugby team are singing along. They know the words as well. And also, this is the Middle East. Right? When the guy says, next up, we have 4 lovely ladies from America, there is not a chance that they are welcoming Americans that freely in a bar in the Middle East. Yeah. These are so this is about 2010. This is 2010. Right. I reckon tensions are still pretty high.
Yeah, it's only 9
to the point where Americans aren't treated that well, that welcomingly.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
I don't
Probably.
know. I don't know. Maybe
Probably
they
it
are.
makes sense. Yeah, I don't
Maybe in the rich world,
It's Abu Dhabi
they
in
are.
2010.
Yeah.
Even now, it's only coming along a little
Aye.
bit, you know. So yeah, it would be. You know what I mean? Like half the stuff would have made more sense in Dubai. I feel.
Yeah. Aye. Yeah.
Do you know? But I know. Then again, like whatever. I don't know. It's all changed. Abu Dhabi and Dubai.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of when it was. I don't really know what it was like in 2010. Essentially, only going by last year.
And what annoyed me is right when the foreshadowing, the so obvious foreshadowing when she goes to buy what looked like Aladdin's shoes with the wee hook upturned, right? She goes to buy Aladdin's slippers and then can't believe that it's only $20.
$20 for shoes?
And you go, it's because they're shite, right? They're going to be a piece of shit shoe. You're going to get them home and the stitching's going to be away. Do you think it's going to be designer stuff, this wee man in a fucking souk selling? Of course not. He's ripping you off.
Yeah.
Right? And then she puts up her spices and her passport on the counter, and you go, well, she's lost her passport. There's not a chance she's picking that up again.
Yeah.
And then she sees her ex-boyfriend, who
she fucking. I forgot about the whole fucking cheats on her husband with the ex.
And what annoys me is he was from the TV show. He was one of the only decent folk.
Oh, was he?
Right,
Okay.
because they were engaged, and she refused to. She didn't believe in engagement and refused to wear a ring and all this kind of shit, right? And then she cheated on him with the Mr. Big Dude, and that broke him completely, right? He was just a humble furniture maker.
Okay,
right?
A humble
Humble
regular
furniture
dude,
maker,
not like them.
right? And then he comes in, regular guy, lovely guy, very kind. Why do they then make him a piece of shit?
Aye.
How quickly he goes from, my wife is incredible, here's a picture of my 3 lovely boys, come here you, let's pump.
You're looking fine, you fucking... And then she's also, because she's giving Charlotte stick about it.
Aye.
She's like, your one Charlotte's like, I think this is a mistake and you're playing with fire. And she's like, well, just because everybody think you're going to fucking... And then she did.
Aye, and then she did.
Aye. It goes back
very,
in tears.
very quickly. And then phones him, purely, not to apologise,
No, I didn't.
purely because she keeps saying, I feel bad. So it's basically, please make me feel better, because I'm so shallow and so selfish that even though I cheated on you, I need to feel better about this.
Yeah.
Please tell me it's okay.
And then when she comes back... And
Does it help if I pretend I'm Italian?
yeah. Fuck's sake. There is, like, how fucking long? We're an hour and 12 minutes. That's actually good. There's a whole lot of stuff about the Mullers. What is this? I've got the We Are Mothers fucking speech. Do you remember, like, Charlotte and Miranda sits down?
Oh, yeah, where they moan about all the
They
shit.
turn it into, like, a weird drinking game, like, moan about your kids.
Yeah.
What a fucking shit scene that was.
Oh.
What a fucking...
Where
How
she
stupid is Charlotte? They treat the character like she is genuinely, like, medically retarded.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry for using the word, but that is what that
There's
film...
not any kind of realization, even though she says, I have a woman who helps me 24 hours a day. She has massive tits.
Aye.
A tune plays whenever she arrives. I wonder how women do it who don't have a nanny, an Irish nanny with massive tits. How do they do it?
Everybody, like, if you relate... Usually that's the thing in these type of shows. You relate to the characters. If you relate to any of these people, kill yourself.
Yeah.
Like, straight up
Yeah.
kill yourself.
Oh, yeah,
Like, this is
definitely.
just like... Everything you watching it, you're like, no, I'm the other person there that you're laughing at.
Yeah.
You know, I'm the guy that had the passport. I'm the guy. I'm watching this film, but like, no, I'm the guy that's working in the, the hotel.
Yeah.
Not you with your fucking.
No, exactly.
Talking about the beads on your fucking shoes.
And the last, when the guys are heckling her, and then basically a woman, a woman in a burqa kind of gives them, like, fucking follow me, like almost like a spy.
Yeah.
Like, come in
By
here.
the way, they also, just before you go into this very funny scene, just when they do that, they're running away from a group of men. They're slowly following them, angry, chanting like "Rah, American horse," basically, right? When the women go, come in here, they stop for like 2 minutes discussing it. I'm like, they know where you went.
Exactly.
Everybody's standing right behind you.
I know.
It's not like a fucking James Bond slipped off into a...
I know.
But anyway,
and
this is the best scene in the whole film.
They go in there, and it turns out that underneath those burqas, the women are all dressed in Louis Vuitton's spring collection. And again, East and West, we're all just the same.
We're all just the same.
All these women,
These men will be talking about this for weeks.
vacuous, selfish, consumerist bastards as well.
yeah, that was it.
They are just as much a piece of shit as these American women. And that's what binds us.
Everything was so bad. Again, the wrong turn. They could have made another, just the wrong turn, the most offensive way. It went while she's out throwing condoms at the men outside, going, fuck all of you.
Yeah.
Yeah. That is probably them. I was that was the one where I was just like, I can't believe they've done this now. I feel like Chris Morris has done this. Was when they took off the niqabs, the hijabs, and everything, and they all had just like, and underneath there in the middle of the the fucking stupid there in the middle of the Middle East was the spring collection from G.J. Davidson.
It all looks like shit. None of it. You look like clowns. All of you look like clowns.
Oh God, yeah. All the men will be talking about that for a while. No, the women would also be looking at them in that situation and fucking discussing.
The men aren't going to be angry about that. The men are going to be angry at you for housing these women and sneaking away with them. Because one of them's seen what? None of the men know about your bizarre fruit shop back room. Nobody? No, you've managed to keep this secret for this long. One of them knows, and you're getting the living shit kicked out of you at the end.
I tell you how stupid Charlotte is, by the way. When they leave that scene, she goes, ding, she goes, is that the call to prayer? I was like, you've been there like a week.
I know, that's the first thing she said. I know.
I was like, what have you thought was going on? They have her medically stupid as fuck, like genuinely brain dead.
Oh my God.
Like some of the, Jesus Christ, what else do I have here? Oh, how the mighty have fallen when fucking normal.
They have to get a normal taxi.
Yeah, they made them a bit dirtier.
Yeah.
Like,
they're horrified.
They're horrified. They have to get into a regular Uber.
And the one of the biggest panics.
They were still free separate. They didn't share. They still didn't share.
And one of the biggest panics they have is that they won't be able to go home first class. That's one of the biggest panics.
Economy.
Listen, we have to. If we don't we'll still make the flight. Will we miss the flight and be stuck here with these men that want to jail us? No, we'll still make the flight. We'll just have to sit in slightly smaller seats.
Have you anything to declare? I'm a mess.
Right, wait a minute. Also, why are they still in first class? Because the hotel privileges have been taken away by the sheikh that invited them out because she's been arrested for having sex on the beach. But he owns the fucking airline. So why are they still in first class there?
Yeah.
They shouldn't have been allowed on that plane.
That would have been better, yeah. That'd be great if the rest of it had to get Ryanair back.
That's how I would make this film better. First of all, they stone Samantha. They stone her to death.
Samantha gets stoned.
In that souk square, they stone. Proper huge rocks. They stone the living shit out of her to where she's
more squashed.
She's nothing anymore.
Pate.
Dirt. That's all she is. Stoned within an inch of her life.
Okay.
Not even within an inch of her life. To death.
Yeah.
And the other three are forced to watch.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Charlotte probably wouldn't even know.
Then they get...
She's sitting there going like, yes, but I have a...
Is this a local custom?
What about my big-titted nanny?
Yeah. Right, that's how I would make that better, right? Yeah. Charlotte then receives a video call of her husband horsing the nanny. Absolutely horsing it. Like proper, like Jeb's bouncing at the screen.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Right? She's dressed as a leprechaun.
Turns out she's dying.
Yeah.
Oh, dirty hole.
She's pouring Lucky Charms over her. Lucky Charms in milk. He's pouring it all over her Jebs. Right? And she's like, oh my God. Right?
Jesus. Fucking Christ. That Irish accent haunts me.
Yeah.
It's the worst I've ever heard.
And then they do get the flight home. They're made to sit in economy, right? And as Mr. Big is looking out the window of his top floor, you just see the reflection of the plane coming towards the building.
You think their apartment...
And they're on one of the 9/11
Their
planes.
apartment all along was on Tower 2. Tower 2? That means you didn't even notice Tower 1 happening. Fuck's sake.
What an amazing end to the film
that would be. It went through time. It went into Donnie Darko.
Oh,
they went through
God,
it's 2010, but then they hit the time.
I would love that. If they've just watched Samantha be stoned to death and they are grief stricken and Carrie turns and goes, well, At least things can't get any worse.
Yeah.
Just as a guy storms the cockpit.
There's a part where she
and he
mocks
takes a sharp left.
Oh, we're going to Manhattan, all right.
Oh, I'll drop you at home.
6 and a half the city by the end of this.
I'll drop you.
I drop you.
60 stories, I'll drop you.
Oh, believe me, but this plane's going right into your living room. You won't even have to get off on the. You won't even have to get off the stairs to get into your sitting room. Why is he called Mr. Big?
It's always been his name. That's the name they gave him because again he's like this Trump character. That's
Yeah, Mr. Big, load of fucking pish. There was like, yeah, that's women. I just saw the quote there. We enjoyed the outrage. That was that.
Oh yeah.
Like, no, never.
We quite enjoyed it.
We quite enjoyed it. He said at one page. I just have the quote, something Arab something. When she goes, remember she's like, I can speak. She starts learning, but near the end she was obviously flustered. So she goes, something Arab something.
Yeah,
something. That's what she said when
yeah,
she goes.
But up till that, she's just it's been basic. Thank you, please, excuse me.
Yeah,
and then by the end she knows the term for Arab women.
Yeah. She also has Carrie had a 4-leafed diamond clover.
No, really.
At one stage, that's the one thing I noticed, and I was just like, because I just watched The Leprechaun, which was way less offensive to the Irish people than this big-titted. I'm the leprechaun. But you have to wear a 4-leaf clover to prevent the leprechaun getting you. So that's all right? I saw. I was like, oh, well, the leprechaun's alive.
Is that like
same multiverse? Is what I'm saying.
Is that the kind of the deal? Is that the deal like across with vampires and shit, garlic with vampires?
In that film, I'm not sure in real life if that's the real. If that's the real get up, because they're not real. But yeah, I'm pretty sure that is the worst film I've ever seen in my life. That, like, straight up, I've seen worse made films and all this, but I think that's pretty. Yeah. That was ageist, sexist,
racist,
homophobic, very racist.
Yep.
And honestly, it just was like
classist.
I actually think like it made me. I've been using, like most of the time I was like, right, this isn't done good because men watching it are like, these women are all cunts and you shouldn't use that word. But that's just all I thought the whole way through. Women are going to look at this and go, this is terrible because this makes us all look like cunts. Yeah. Like everything about this fucking film, straight from the... And they're just so fucking it's just that... I know that the show or something was all about clothes and shoes and they're remember they're like, oh no, we can't take your money with a passport. I was like, well then, shoes for everyone. They're all on me. And you're just like, fuck off. I know. Yeah. She's like, I can't get any presents at the airport.
Yeah.
And she's so dumb that, like, Samantha's, who, of course, doing that thing, she's pretending she would only get, she'd get fucking arrested in Birmingham for that.
Yeah. I don't buy that the wee guy would have kept her passport either. I reckon he'd have cloned that passport.
Oh, yeah, just take a...
There's no way your average souk stall seller is just happily sitting there with an American passport.
Oh, yeah.
Come on. Fuck off. That's in the black market.
I've been in one of the back rooms, though.
Have you?
Yeah, so there's one for you. But I was in Italy. I wasn't in one in thing, but like, you get...
Just hundreds of guys cheating?
I got in... This is very dangerous. I got into a van with them all, a massive van. And I can't remember what it was. I was after something from a ma. And they sat you in the van. It's just the same shit, but they charge you an extra tenner. Pretend it's the good stuff, So I was sitting there like 15 years old in a van with 2 Italian lads, and they were going through all these bags, going like,
what were you buying for your?
I think a bag, some sort of handbag, getting in a big Italian. You know them Italians are like. Selection of dildos. They brought a 15-year-old. This is for your mother. What size would she like?
Well. Sorry, Cullen, we'll fucking bring in the extra large.
Do you know that I actually bought it? I ended up buying her a ring.
Right. Okay.
Which is an odd choice, right?
That's weird.
It is a weird thing to do. And then I bought her a ring, and the guy was like, what size are her fingers? And I was like, why would I know that? Why would I know that? And he was like, I know. No. He just goes, yep. No. So he goes, I remember the guy just goes, point out someone here that would be the size of your mother. And I go, that woman, and he ran over to her and just stuck the fucking. She was like, "Any chance I got the fuck?" And just stuck a ring on her, and she was like, "What?" And he goes, "Yeah, this should
That's
be good."
amazing.
You know what the thing is? Came back home, my mum goes, "This fucking fits perfect." I was like, "Well, them boys know what they're up to." Yeah, but I went into one of them.
You know you can get rings resized, aye? Were you proposing to your mum?
Yeah,
It's
please,
fucking weird.
please keep
This is
me.
one of the weirdest stories you've
I
ever
did.
told.
I did. I bought a ring for my mum. I remember it was a big green ring, big fucking ugly fucking thing. It was like a fucking. I don't know what it
Well, the
was.
stone was green or the actual
No,
ring
it was
was
big.
green?
Nah, yeah, it was a big green, big Haribo. It was like a massive fucking like square green.
What was
emerald.
the stone? Oh, it was an emerald.
Well, this wasn't an emerald. It was plastic because
Right.
I bought it in a van. But yeah, it was, yes, you know, same place where we got the Ferrari watch.
Does she still wear it?
No, I don't think so. I think she liked it, maybe, but she might not have. It was bought in the back.
Fingers
of
will go green.
The fingers,
There's not a
oh,
chance
that's
that would
great,
be
aye.
real,
Not
real gold or
there's
silver.
nothing real about it all. It cost me like a tenner.
Right. How old were you?
15. I was on a school tour.
All right. That makes a bit more sense.
She wasn't there. I was on a school tour and I had to bring people back, so I panicked
Aye.
in the market. Couldn't afford the bags that they're showing me, so I bought a ring.
What'd you get, Eugene?
Oh, I didn't buy him anything. Fuck, he's not getting shit. You kidding? Mental.
Right.
That was shit.
Apologies.
Yeah, I'm delighted we did it because I had to get that off.
And thankfully, there's not a third one.
And thankfully, you managed to time this where I spent a weekend shitting into a wheelie bin to show me this class is fucking.
Yeah.
I felt like I was.
It was a good yin and yang.
That was a proper good timing by
Yeah.
you now on this one.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Not
that's
planned, but it worked out well.
Well,
So there isn't a third one, so don't worry. However, our spin-off podcast where we do every episode will be coming soon.
Can you fucking imagine? That could be a good idea for Patreon. You do your episodes and stuff.
Oh God, aye. Right, next week.
Oh, good. Thank God I did bring it. Right, next week. I was like, we've had. What did we have in between? All right,
Gone
fuck
in
it, who
60
cares?
seconds.
All right, that was fun. So this one is more just getting us back on. I would like to say track.
Yes.
Better ones are coming, but this one we have got Leon the professional.
Yes.
We're going Leon the professional.
Excellent stuff.
He moves without sound, kills without emotion, disappears without trace. He does none of
Yes.
them things, but good film.
That's excellent. That's an excellent film.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gary
look forward
Oldman
to
at his
that.
best.
He is Gary Oldman at his fucking manic
Yeah,
best.
he's back in his manic phases.
Lovely stuff. That's a cracker. And then after that, we're coming into our 49th and 50th.
No, then we have the big
So it's when we both pick each week one of our favourite films.
bingo.
Apart from that, thanks for listening. Leave us 5-star review. Write a review if you possibly can. Tell your pals. Share it.
Yeah. Edinburgh Fringe stuff's on
Edinburgh
sale.
Fringe stuff's on sale. We are starting to write our shows.
Yeah. I got about 25 minutes of it.
Well,
Right.
that is a lot more than I have.
But I didn't do the Fringe last year.
Well,
So what happened was I went through my 2022 thing and I went, thank God. I had like 5 or 6 bigger bits. I was like, I thought I'd burned them. And I went, well, they're in that show.
That is a nice position
Thank
to
you.
be in. And apart from that, just take care of yourself. I don't know if I've ever told you to take care of yourselves, but it
Yeah.
feels like the trauma we've put you through
Yeah. Sorry.
this week. Please take care of yourselves.
Yeah. Sorry. Somebody did go, I was so fucking mad, but then when I watched it, I was.
Yeah.
Somebody was tweeting about that. Yeah, it was pretty funny.
But yeah, thanks for listening. Tell your pals if they like films, if they don't like films, if they like comedy, if they like either of us. And I suppose this episode has got me to thinking that Western podcasts and Eastern podcasts are very, very similar, aren't they?
Buy some merch.
Yeah. See ya.